First, I would like to say again, good morning to everyone. The Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Dikshit ji of Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia, Awadh University, Faizabad, Professor Sandeep K. Malhotra ji, Professor Radheshyam Singh ji, the Honorable Principal of Kamala Nehru Institute of Physical and Social Sciences, Professor Sri Dr. Vinod Kumar Singh ji, the Honorable Director of this institute, rather the manager, Dr. Sushil Kumar Singh ji, Honorable Vice Principal of this institute, and Dr. VP Singh ji, who is conducting this session also and who has been very active as an organizer of this mega event, meaning by the workshop on this interdisciplinary or transdisciplinary nature, which has very pertinent theme, the research approaches and digital learning tools. So friends, I begin with the first submission that the three prime functions of higher education are teaching, research, and extension. All the institutions throughout the world, all the institutions of higher education are supposed to undertake three functional responsibilities: teaching, research, and extension. When we see the priority, certainly teaching is the first priority, research comes to the second, and extension comes to the third. But when we see that research in between teaching and extension has to play double role, meaning by when we find any new knowledge, when we find any new method, when we find any new interpretation, it supplements, it supports, it strengthens, and also enriches the content and method of teaching. So teaching gets benefit of every research in some way or the other. Next, extension is the very vital role of institutes of higher education or functions of higher education. Though we are even in India not using or not accomplishing both functions of higher education related to extension. Extension connotes or extension implies that whatsoever knowledge we search, we find, we investigate, we discover, we redefine, we infer, we conclude, whatsoever, out of all epistemological exercises related to research must be utilized in the field. The field doesn't mean only the physical field, that is, the knowledge of agriculture must be used in the land, as we popularly say with the dictum, lab to land. It has wider connotation, and wider connotation refers to that any knowledge in any discipline which has been searched out, which has been discovered, which has been invented, which has been researched out, must be essentially implemented or utilized in the field for the purpose of its applicability. And that's why, as I said, that research plays two roles. First, it enriches the teaching, and second, it makes knowledge utilitarian. It utilizes the knowledge or it provides insight to the consumers of knowledge. That's why the research, the component of research as the prime function of institutes of higher education or higher education institution, HEI, meaning by the colleges, the postgraduate colleges, the research center, the universities headquarters and all that. Hence, when we think of a quality education or total quality education, the nucleus of total quality education hovers around or leads to or germinates with and from research. Now we should understand, and this is my second submission. Most of the researchers and most of the supervisors, they lack the proper insight of understanding the research. And it doesn't require much exercise, even a very simple exercise, to go through the research ordinances, PhD ordinances of premier institutions of research throughout the world in any discipline, or even in a very simple university. Research has three purposes. Number one, every research must add an iota to the existing body of knowledge. I repeat it for audience, and I welcome audience through Professor V.P. Singh ji and the organizer, that we should be very clear in our understanding the purpose of research or the definition of research, that research, every research and any research must add at least an iota, rati bhar, an iota to the existing body of knowledge. Number two, this number one and next, it should create new knowledge, or it should add an iota of knowledge, plus the second one, it should employ or deploy new method of finding the knowledge. Even the existing knowledge may be called as research, provided it has been researched by deploying the new method. The first condition, that a research must add an iota to the existing body of knowledge, and oblique R. Second, a research must be based on deployment of a new method, and or the third. ऊपर वाली दोनों शर्तें हो सकती हैं, साथ में इसमें से कोई एक हो सकती है, न भी हो. Then the third condition must be, it should have a new interpretation. So I recapitulate that three things are very essential to be called as research. It should be a new knowledge to be contributed to the existing body of knowledge, and or it should be the product of new method, and or it should be equipped with, or it should be rich with new interpretations or newer interpretations. If either of the three, any one condition or criterion is there, then we can say research. Or all the three are there, then we can say research. Or only two of the three out of three are there, then we can say research. But a research is not merely repetition. In research methodology, we use the term replication. Replication is very essential. Replicational researches are also researches, but merely repeating the thing, following the same method, following the same interpretation and having no strength to add to the existing body of knowledge, then it is not research. Now we can audit at this juncture as to how many researches are worth calling to be researches, and how many researches are just the narrative, not narrative, rather just the duplication without any contribution to the existing body, or without any deployment of new knowledge, or without any new interpretation. Hence, it must be very clear here at this juncture. Now come, you have used the term, very right term, and I appreciate the organizers. When I was going through your brochure, there is a very clear indication, research approaches. So it is not merely the question of the method to be deployed. It is related to the total perspective of research, its methodology and its purposes, or its imperatives and its implications, and even the foresight achieved by completing a research. That's why you have used in your caption different approaches, research approaches, and that too when you have used the conjunction like and digital learning tools, and that too in this pandemic most of the people are saying and using also, and we are thinking that instead of our face-to-face learning, instead of our face-to-face teaching, instead of our face-to-face assessment, we have the only option of adopting online teaching, learning and assessment, or digital learning tools. Yes, we cannot deny this is the era, and I have also no reservation to accept that everything, our every behavior has become digital. We get our reservation of the airways or the trains or any. We use the telemedicine. We find many things. We get our marketing, e-marketing. So everything is now prefixed with E. Then digits are various, or digital learning, digital communication, meaning by the whole cybernetic world is now controlling us, indoctrinating us, and supplementing us and supporting us. But still, we cannot replace human mind, human feeling, human sensation, human emotions, and human interaction. Without human face-to-face interaction, education doesn't complete, but it is accepted. It is a universal phenomenon now, and it is true that when we are using the tools of digital learning via WebNet, as we are using webinar, and you have organized a very good 7-day workshop also on this very pertinent issue. My submission is that we should try to understand the parameters of quality research. And I enumerate usually 10 parameters of quality research. Dr. VP Singh, when time reaches to its end, you please indicate me. I am just submitting that there are 10 prime parameters which are to be taken into consideration when we undertake a research, when we undertake a research project, when we supervise a research student, or when we conduct independent research. But a research must always lead to development. I pay my homage to Dr. Daulat Singh Kothari, who was the then chairman of UGC, and he was chairman of the Education Commission 1964-66. He took, or he gave the title of his commission report of his commission, Education and Development. Education means teaching, research and extension. Then research must always lead to development, and that's why after 1958, after successful launch of Sputnik by the then USSR, America, the USA, did not sleep for many years. And in 1964, there was a slogan issued by American government and Supreme Court, publish or perish, meaning by what is irrelevant must be perished, but new knowledge must be given. New knowledge means any knowledge which has been researched out. And that's why I submitted in the very beginning that in any society, any person cannot remain vibrant. A nation cannot remain vibrant and cannot be vibrant. A society cannot be dynamic. A society cannot be active without new knowledge. If new knowledge is not found out, the society or the person will be static, conservative, and hence to provide dynamism and vibrance to any society, research is very essential. That's why the quality research requires a very quality quest among researchers and the supervisors and superior person. Here is an indication in the draft policy of education, the draft national policy on education, NRF, National Research Foundation. And there is a recommendation, very pertinent recommendation, that we cannot all the time invest our revenue for more theoretical researches, though we cannot deny or ignore theoretical researches. But such researches must be taken on top priority, like researches which are conducted in any area. The researches must possess the characteristic of India-centricism and locally prioritized. Means India-centric researches of direct use must be given top priority, and then such type of researches must be known as quality research. But any quality research must have 10 criteria. The first and the foremost criteria must be originality, within bracket novelty. Number two, it must have resolvability. Every research must resolve any problem, because every research emanates in the form of a problem with question mark. Number three, every research must have the parameter of objective clarity. Every research must have contextual relevance. I am repeating the 4 very important parameters of quality research. Number 1, novelty or originality. Number 2, resolvability. Number 3, contextual relevance. And number 4, objective based clarity. Then 5th parameter is methodological viability. Viable method must be used. Friends, scholars, very senior academicians, I submit that out of 25,000 so-called research papers, only 3 papers are worth to be called as research papers. See, there is some sort of deficit or deficiency which degrades, which decepts, which undervalues the quality of research. Hence, 5th is very essential. The people say title of the research problem is that it is experimental study, whereas the methodology is based on survey. The title speaks of historical research, but the method has been used as something pseudo or quasi-experimental, which must not be done so. So there are mismatch, there is mismatch between the nature of research undertaken and the approach of research adopted, meaning by methodology of the research adopted. This mismatch will again lead to wrong end. As you can exemplify it, when you are at a crossroad, the signals are there, the traffic police is there, but if the traffic police or the signal misleads you, then you will not reach to your destination. Similar is the case with researchers. If the researcher and his or her supervisor are not clear about the appropriate, adequate, resonant, viable methodology of the research, again the research will not find its way to be called as quality research or effective research or purposeful research or research as called to be meaningful. Hence, the fifth parameter is methodological viability. The sixth parameter is just to see point one, novelty or originality, to fifth point, the methodological viability. We should audit at every juncture, at every stage of advancement of the research study, that internal consistency of conduction of the research has been ensured, is intact. Then research is proceeding towards right path. It is on right track. That's why the sixth parameter of quality research is internal consistency. The seventh parameter is the conclusiveness. Seventh parameter is the conclusiveness. Most of the researches we conduct in any discipline, whether it is in cytogenetics, it is in zoology, whether it is in ceramics, whether it is in pharmaceutics, whether it is in law, or whether it is in liberal sciences, liberal studies like fine arts, aesthetics, music, and the liberal streams like commerce, then science and agriculture, professional courses like management, and so on and so forth. But everywhere, a research must be taken into the right rigorousness of, or the linearity of correctness or rightness of the research questions, the hypotheses, the objectives, the methods adopted, and then the data, when analyzed properly, must lead to objective based results or conclusion. We do not conclude many times, many researchers and researches are not concluded properly. The data speaks something and we are saying something as finding. So findings must be in resonance with the research question, the hypothesis formulated, the objectives stated, and then the data achieved, analyzed, classified, analyzed, and inferred must be very explicitly concluded. So the seventh parameter is conclusiveness. When we have concluded properly, then we can comprehend, we can understand again the total purpose of the research conducted by me or we or us. So eighth parameter is the comprehensiveness, comprehensibility. Eighth parameter is the comprehensibility. Ninth parameter is its implicability. What for this research is going to be used. And 10th parameter is mutability. If these 10 parameters are ensured, only then we can say that we conducted our research along right approaches. Any research has basically three types: related to past historical researches, related to is or are means present, always survey researches. Related to prediction are always experimental researches. Was or where, historical researches. Is or are, survey researches. And what will be or what shall be or what will emerge, predictive researches or prognostic researches, experimental researches. So basically there are three types of researches: historical researches, survey researches, and this experimental researches. We should understand it very clearly. Then there are other techniques: content analysis, case study, pilot study, then other words are there, and so many designs are there: a post facto design, or ex post facto design, or quasi experimental design, or Solomon design, or 2 and 2 or something factorial. These designs are also taken to be considered in selecting the right approach to the researches. And when we adopt or we succeed in finding or understanding the quality of research, the purposes of researches, right approaches, then we have to understand the basic challenges posed by and tossed by digital learning tools. Now, we have to be very parsimonious. We should have to be very careful. We should have to be very conscious to have the interface between research approaches and digital learning tools. This face-to-face or juxtapositional understanding will always benefit us to conduct newer researches for newer generation of learners with newer tools of learning. Friends, we cannot defy and we cannot deny the digital learning tools, and hence we have to understand the new techniques and methods of researches like phenomenal research, phenomenological researches. We should try to understand the triangulation. We should try to understand qualitative researches. We should try to understand the new inferential statistics of advanced nature. By inclusion of all these things, we can open new avenues of digital learning, and we can again use the digital learning tools for advancement of knowledge, for dissemination of knowledge, and for extension of knowledge. Only with these few words, I express my sense of gratitude to all the senior faculty members, including the Honorable Vice Chancellor of Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia University, Hyderabad, Pro Vice Chancellor Dr. Shukla ji, Dr. Vinod Kumar Singh ji, who is managing this great institution, which is very much equivalent with any good university, serving all the educational purposes. I express my sense of gratitude to esteemed friend Dr. Radheshyam Singh ji, the Honorable Principal Dr. Sushil Kumar Singh ji, and many more friends who have been in some way or the other our academic fraternals. And again, I salute to Dr. Sandeep K. Malhotra ji, who is our next resource person, and he will address to the audience or to the listeners and learners and the participants of this workshop. And again, Dr. Ramnayan Singh is appearing on the screen. I wish all the success to you also and to all your team who are managing this affair, with one prayer that let it be a workshop leading to fruitful results, dividends, and let this workshop prove itself not simply a workshop, but a workshop based on the merit of the worship of our academic intelligence and involvement. I hope that this excellent workshop will provide very good recommendation, having fuller and richer dividends to policymakers, to educational planners, managers, administrators, and practitioners of research. With these words, I just cite one thing, that R&D, research and development, this diode is only the solution of many problems, and hence HRD, human resource development, RD, research and development. If these two are to be enriched, then the national human capital will be of high quality. Our country will proceed not only in simple way, rather India will excel, and we can say that the collective IQ, intelligence quotient of all the researchers will ensure IQ, the collective IQ will ensure the QI means quality India. So quality research, intelligence quotient of all will lead and ensure to quality India. Thank you very much. And I again express my sense of gratitude to all the listeners who have listened to me without any technical or technological disturbance. So I hope that all are very much having the expertise of digital learning, and that to techno-savvy mindset.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. I request my participants, if you have any question from Professor Harkesh Singh, sir. No, sir. Your lecture has been already so much self-explained, sir. I think it has come home to everyone. Really, sir, it was very enlightening to listen you, despite your 3 years of academic administrative activities as Vice Chancellor in Chhabra University. Your lecture was, you have never compromised with it. Your lecture was really very
Sir, I want to read a question, sir. Need some guidance and information from our resource person. Sir, it has been a very wonderful, very interesting, very informative opening lecture, sir. We learned so many things about the current scenario of research and use of digital learning tools in India. One data set that is cited about the quality of research in India, that out of 25 research papers published, out of 25 or so research papers published from India, only just 3 are worth calling research papers. Then what is it that makes us so poor writers, or what makes us to do such poor quality research? Why in India, the research papers being written are not of good standards so that they can be considered as quality research papers? Sir, I wish to you sir to throw some light on why our submissions are of so poor quality, sir. Sir, probably I could not communicate my question to you, sir, properly. I repeat, sir. The data, sir, I heard in your lecture about the research paper publication from India. That out most of the publications.
सवाल किया जा रहा है.
हेलो हेलो वीपी सिंह जी,
Yes, sir.
is there any question?
Dr. Ramnath Singh, he is a lecturer in zoology department. He has some queries, sir, from you.
Yes, yes. रामनयन जी बताइए क्या सवाल है?
रामनाथ जी पूछिए फिर से.
रामनयन जी क्या सवाल है, पूछिए.
रामनाथ जी.
डॉक्टर रामनयन सिंह, is there any question?
Yes, sir, there is a question.
हाँ,
I am सर एक क्वेश्चन है हमारा सर. मैं ये जानना चाह रहा था सर
जी.
कि हम इंडिया से जो रिसर्च पेपर लिख रहे हैं,
हाँ हाँ
वो रिसर्च पेपर सर इतनी पुअर क्वालिटी के क्यों हैं कि हम
हाँ?
सर
क्या है
हमारे
एक सेकंड, जो इंडिया से पेपर लिख रहे हैं,
जो सर हमारे पेपर्स लिखे जा रहे हैं
हाँ
वो सर इतने पुअर क्वालिटी के क्यों हैं कि हम उनको रिसर्च पेपर नहीं कर पा रहे हैं सर. जैसा कि सर आपने डेटा दिया कि 25 पेपर में से कई 3 ही पेपर ऐसे हैं जिनको हम रिसर्च
नहीं
पेपर कैसे
25,000 में से 3 पेपर.
25,000 में से इतना सब स्टैंडर्ड हमारा रिसर्च क्यों है सर?
उसका रीजन है ना. देखिए अब एक मैं ये आपकी ऑडियंस हिंदी समझती है थोड़ी बहुत?
खूब बढ़िया
बिल्कुल
सर.
बिल्कुल सर, हिंदी समझती है.
नहीं तो भाई या तो आप लोग मैंने हम अवधि में कहता नहीं है ना. देखिए आप ये समझी कि 1962 में जब आरएसएस बनी, आरएसएस नहीं है ये रॉयल स्टैटिस्टिकल सोसाइटी ऑफ इंग्लैंड, व्हेन इट ऑडिटेड द क्वालिटी ऑफ रिसर्चेज, only 2.4% researches were called to be researches. यूनाइटेड किंगडम में और इंग्लैंड में सभी रिसर्चेज को, जैसे हम लोग के यहाँ नेशनल सैंपल सर्वे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है ना, NSSO है ना, उसी तरह से इंग्लैंड में RSS माने रॉयल स्टैटिस्टिकल सोसाइटी, उसने रिसर्च क्वालिटी को देखा तो पाया कि केवल 2.4% रिसर्चेज ही रिसर्च कहने लायक थी. ये मैं एक चीज बता रहा हूँ. दूसरा मैं बता रहा हूँ, ये पवन के वर्मा की एक किताब है बीइंग एंड बिकमिंग, उसमें उन्होंने कहा कि 25,000 रिसर्च पेपर में 3 पेपर थे. और ऐसा ही नहीं, बहुत सारी चीजें आप खुद देख रहे हैं. हम लोग इंटरनेशनल सेमिनार, अभी नहीं, वेबिनार को मत लीजिएगा उसमें और अपने पर मत लीजिएगा. हम लोग एक हफ्ता 1 महीना में इंटरनेशनल सेमिनार कर देते हैं, हर जगह जर्नल निकाल रहे हैं. हम लोग टाइटल तक ठीक से नहीं निकालते हैं. रिसर्च पेपर में हमने 3 कंडीशन आपसे कहा था, निवेदन किया था. देयर आर 3 क्राइटेरिया विच आर टू बी देयर इन एनी रिसर्च. नंबर 1, इट शुड बी ए पीस ऑफ ओरिजिनल वर्क दैट शुड ऐड टू एन आयोटा ऑफ एग्जिस्टिंग बॉडी ऑफ नॉलेज. नंबर 2, तो लिखने वाली भी जो बात है, देखिए मैं अभी बहुत कुछ याद नहीं होगा तो मैं किसी और लेक्चर में भी आपको कहूँगा, समझाऊंगा. देखिए आप बहुत सारी PhD पाइएगा जिसमें रिसर्च क्वेश्चन क्या था ये नहीं है. साइंसेज में भी ये हालत है. और यही नहीं है कि हमारे आपके अवध और दूसरी यूनिवर्सिटी या पूर्वांचल यूनिवर्सिटी या कानपुर और ये सब तो रिसर्च बहुत कराती हैं. अच्छी जगह यूनिवर्सिटी जो है उनके रिसर्च थीसिस में किस रिसर्च क्वेश्चन को एड्रेस करने के लिए वो रिसर्च लिया गया है, दैट इज मिसिंग. एनी रिसर्च मस्ट एमनेट विद ए प्रॉब्लम एंड द प्रॉब्लम मे बी सिंगल क्वेश्चन, 2 questions or 3 questions or more than that. That's why the first and foremost criterion is to identify the relevant question. Number 2, कि ये अगर है तो लिखने के लिए जो मैं आपसे निवेदन करता हूँ,
दे दो सर, टाइप करके लोग भेज रहे हैं.
रामनारायण जी इधर बात करें. जो देश में जो भी अच्छे जर्नल्स हैं किसी सब्जेक्ट के, उन जर्नल्स के लीडिंग एकेडमिशियंस के पेपर को पढ़ना चाहिए, उनसे सीखना चाहिए. तो वेदर द पेपर फॉर वर्कशॉप, पेपर फॉर सेमिनार, पेपर फॉर सिंपोजिया, पेपर फॉर पब्लिकेशन मस्ट बी written, rewritten, scrutinized evaluated, re-evaluated, and then it must be put forth for publication. Otherwise, all such rubbish things will lead to demolish our development, because it is only the research that will lead to development in the area of economics, development in the area of science, development. आप जूलॉजी के हैं शायद रामनंद जी?
जी सर।
हाँ, अब देखिए ना, मैं आपको एक सजेशन दे रहा हूँ, मैं जूलॉजी का नहीं हूँ। मैं ये कहूँगा कि अगर जेरियाट्रिक पर रिसर्च कोई कर रहा है, जेरेंटोलॉजी पर कर रहा है, तो वो क्या कानूनगो साहब के पेपर्स को देखा है या नहीं देखा है, या वो सोकोरी का पेपर देखा है कि नहीं, या वो बेमजई का पेपर देखा है कि नहीं, या वो वार्ष्णेय का पेपर देखा है कि नहीं, या वो काले का पेपर देखा है कि नहीं। मैं ये नहीं कह रहा हूँ कि केवल जेएनयू वालों का, हम ये कह रहे हैं कि प्रोफेसर एसएम सिंह का जूलॉजी के जो थे उनका देखा है कि नहीं, या डोमिनिक साहब का देखा है कि नहीं। तो मेरे कहने का ये मतलब है कि अगर सेनेसेंस, मैं जूलॉजी के टीचर्स का इंटरव्यू लिया और मैंने पूछा कि सेनेसेंस में 2 रिसर्च बताइए, वो सेनेसेंस का ही मतलब नहीं समझते हैं। सो देयर आर टिपिकल ट्रेजेडीज, देयर आर टिपिकल ट्रॉमास वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड। व्हेन वी आर डेडिकेटेड टू एकेडमिक पर्पसेस, वी मस्ट ओनली हैव आवर ओन mission and religion of maintaining the dignity and the quality of any publication. Even हम एक लेटर टू एडिटर भी लिखें, नेचर को हमें पढ़ना चाहिए, हमको जो आपकी साइंस का जो लाइफ साइंसेज नेचर का ब्रांच है उसको पढ़ना चाहिए, हमको इंसा के पब्लिकेशंस को पढ़ना पड़ेगा, हमको जो होमी भाभा से सेंटर ऑफ साइंस एजुकेशन है बॉम्बे में, बार्क में, उसको हमको टाटा इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ फंडामेंटल रिसर्च का जो बायोलॉजिकल साइड है उसको पढ़ना चाहिए अगर जूलॉजी में है। हम जूलॉजी के जो इंडियन इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ वायरोलॉजी है पुणे में, हमको देखना चाहिए, या वुहान के रिसर्चर का क्या रहा, या कोरोना के बारे में ये दुर्भाग्य है कि आईसीएमआर और वर्ल्ड हेल्थ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन अनसाइंटिफिक नॉलेज दे करके फियर क्रिएट कर रहा है। या तो मेरे कहने का मतलब है, whether we talk, whether we deliver a lecture, whether we decide the synopsis, whether we are taking the pre-submission viva, whether we are preparing a research proposal, the research report, as there is one topic in your workshop also. All these things, and I would like to enlighten you that many researchers are lacking the pertinent research question, proper hypothesis, objectives to be clearly stated, and then utilizing the real statistical tools or the techniques. We do not understand where to use parametric statistics and where to use non-parametric statistics, where to use chi-square and where to use F-test. So there are many tables, there are many deficiencies. My only submission is that as a true academician, we should involve our all 5 senses and 5 action senses just for ensuring, ensuring and assuring the quality publication and quality research. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
One student, Ms. Swati, she has asked a question, sir. How to move towards India-centric approach when all we are doing is using foreign methodologies?
मेथोडोलॉजी तो फॉरेन नहीं होती है, वो उसी स्टूडेंट से कहिएगा। मेथोडोलॉजी जो है, जैसे हम कह रहे हैं कि हिस्टोरिकल रिसर्च हम लगा रहे हैं, या हमने कह दिया कि एक्स पोस्ट फैक्टो हमने लगाया, या हमने जैसे देखिए अभी एक जगह आप अगर ध्यान से देखिएगा, जब साइंटिस्ट के हैसियत से आईसीएमआर ने एक रिपोर्ट इशू किया, या वो जो एक बाबा है जो योगा वाला जो कोरोनिल इशू कर रहा है, उसको ये नहीं पता है कि एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन किसे कहते हैं, कंट्रोल ग्रुप और एक्सपेरिमेंटल ग्रुप, प्लेसबो क्या चीज होता है उस बाबा के और बाबा की टीम को, और कह दिया कि ये काम करेगा। इसी तरह से आईसीएमआर ने कहा कि ये कर दीजिए, या आप एक सुप्रीम कोर्ट का जजमेंट देखिए, मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ। सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा जब टॉप पर था कोरोना, तो कहा कि एयरवेज में एक सीट, तीनों सीट पर आवे, और जब कम हुआ तो कहा कि एक सीट खाली रखिए। ये इसी देश में हो सकता है। तो उस लड़के से मुझे ये कहना है, जो उसका सवाल है कि उससे कहिए कि वो खुद जरा पूछे, आप फिर से रिपीट कर दीजिए सवाल को। हेलो
जी सर।
हाँ, वो क्या सवाल था उसका, उसको हेलो
सवाल है कि हाउ टू मूव टुवर्ड्स इंडिया सेंट्रिक
हाँ, इंडिया सेंट्रिक ये है कि अगर हम केएनआई में कोई रिसर्च ले रहे हैं या फैजाबाद ले रहे हैं, तो केएनआई और फैजाबाद के बाद अगर वो केबीके वाला या आचार्य नरेंद्र देव वाला या आपके कोई साइंस का बॉटनी वाला या कोई रिसर्च ले रहा है, तो जो सुल्तानपुर का हैबिटाट है, तो जागृति वाला सुल्तानपुर के हैबिटाट पैटर्न पर नहीं ले रहा, सुल्तानपुर के टोपोलॉजी पर नहीं ले रहा, सुल्तानपुर के एग्रीकल्चरल प्रोड्यूस पर नहीं ले रहा, सुल्तानपुर के सॉइल केमिस्ट्री पर नहीं ले रहा है। वो बात क्या कर रहा है कि शिमला में जो आलू पैदा होता है पोटैटो इंस्टीट्यूट में, और कटक में जो राइस इंस्टीट्यूट में, वहाँ के, ये नहीं मैं कह रहा हूँ कि वहाँ का नॉलेज रेलिवेंट नहीं है, लेकिन जो पैडी लगा रहा है या जो अभी धान बोया जा रहा है, और वो या नरेंद्र देव की कोई एक वेराइटी अरहर की आप लगा रहे हैं, तो जिस पूरे भार में आप लगा रहे हैं कि अमेठी में लगा रहे हैं कि आप, तो वहाँ की सॉइल केमिस्ट्री को अगर आप नहीं अध्ययन करते हैं या सॉइल नहीं लेते हैं, तो आप मैंने प्लांट लगाने जा रहे हैं सुल्तानपुर में या अमेठी में या कहीं और आप सॉइल वहाँ के जो टेस्टेड है, तो आपने एग्रीकल्चर का मिनिमम जो बात है एडेप्टेशन ऑफ द सीड एंड एडेप्टेशन ऑफ द प्लांट, वही नहीं हुआ। तो मेरे कहने का मतलब है इंडिया सेंट्रिक का मतलब जहां रिसर्चर खड़ा है, जहां रिसर्चर जहां का पानी पी रहा है, जहां से पढ़ा है, जहां समस्या, जैसे गोरखपुर में एंसेफ्लाइटिस है और गोरखपुर के एंसेफ्लाइटिस के क्लाइंटेल को या सफरर को और वहाँ के सिचुएशन को या वहाँ के साइंस की लैंग्वेज में बात करें एटियोलॉजी को, एटियोलॉजी मीन्स साइंस ऑफ काज एंड इफेक्ट, तो वहाँ की एटियोलॉजी न अध्ययन करके वो कहे कि हम हुनुलुलु का या हम कैरेबियन कंट्री के रिसर्च को एक पेपर लेके उसी को छाप दे, तो वो इंडिया सेंट्रिक नहीं हुआ। इंडिया सेंट्रिक का मतलब कि भारत माता का चित्र आपके सामने है, वो चित्र ही नहीं है जहां आप हैं। हम गाजीपुर में इस समय गांव से बोल रहे हैं अपने, तो हमारे गांव में जो प्लांटेशन हो रहा है पैडी का, तो पैडी में क्या क्या करना है, या कहीं पर बता दिया है कि 7 किलो एक मंडे में डालना है, तो वो ना, यहाँ कौन सा नॉलेज रिलेवेंट है, यहाँ कौन सी सर्वाइवल की चैलेंजेज ऑफ सर्वाइवल, ये उस स्टूडेंट स्कॉलर को कहिएगा, चैलेंजेज ऑफ द सर्वाइवल इन द इमीडिएट लोकेट must have the insight of research, and that is the only India centric contextually relevant research. So we should start from our own locale to from locality to the globality, from local to the global. We should not start from Transmis and all that. तो जैसे वो सुशांत था ना, कि सुशांत था, चंद्रमा पर जमीन खरीद लिया और आत्महत्या से लड़ने के लिए नहीं ज्ञान प्राप्त किया। इसलिए मेरा निवेदन है, जो जहां 2 पैरों में खड़ा है, जहां की हवा में सांस लेता है, जहां के पौधों को, जैसे हमारे सामने नीम का पेड़ है और इसकी फॉलिएज है, या नीम हमें क्यों यूज करना चाहिए, तो आप जानते हैं ना कि बनारस हिंदू यूनिवर्सिटी के प्लांट पैथोलॉजी के प्रोफेसर यूपी सिंह साहब जर्मनी में थे, और उस समय जर्मनी के लोग और अमेरिका के लोग नीम पेटेंट पर अपना कब्जा कर रहे थे। वो सेमिनार में गए थे, उन्होंने इंटरवेन किया इंटरनेशनल कोर्ट में, हमारा नीम पेटेंट बच गया, हमारा नीम है। इसी तरह से हमें अपने प्लांट, अभी आपने देखा कोरोना के बीच में अदरक की जरूरत पड़ गई दूध में डालने के लिए, हमें अगर जरूरत पड़ गई काली मिर्च की, गोल मिर्च की, तुलसी की पत्ती की, अगर हमको ये अमृता की, जिसको लिनोए बाबा बोलता है, तो देयर आर सो मेनी मेडिसिनल प्लांट्स, वी शुड कल्टिवेट मेडिसिनल प्लांट, we should conduct researches or cultivation and production of medicinal plants. So indigenous medicinal plants were the only first remedy for curbing and curing the corona throughout the world. Hence, our local knowledge must be verified, re-verified, established, rejected if it is irrelevant, but accepted and promoted if it is relevant. Hence, our research, India-centric research, should always attract our attention related to our immediate survival. जहां हम हैं वहीं हमारा अस्तित्व है. So our identity, our entity and our existence, these 3 constitute the survival: animal kind, plant kind and human kind. All these 3, flora and fauna, all these 3 constitute the India-centric researches in the immediate एडिको इकोलॉजी, आपके ही प्रोफेसर एसपी सिंह साहब एजुकेशन वाले एक टर्म यूज करते थे, एडिको इकोलॉजी, शैक्षिक पारिस्थितिकी। इसीलिए जो जहां रह रहा है उसी जगह पर वो अपनी आंख लगाए, वो ये नहीं कि पूरा पेड़ देख रहा है, उसको आर्जुनिक अप्रोच लगाना होगा। चिड़िया की आंख दिखनी चाहिए कि कौन सा स्थानीय ज्ञान है जो हमको फायदा देने जा रहा है। यही इंडिया सेंट्रिक है। इसीलिए नेशनल रिसर्च फाउंडेशन में जो बहुत कई हजार करोड़ रुपया देना है, उसमें अभी ही पॉलिसी बनने से ही पहले 5,000 करोड़ रुपया दिया गया है। और अब रिसर्चर्स की टीम होगी, सिंगल रिसर्चर्स अब बहुत नहीं, अब टीम रिसर्च होगी, नेशनल लेवल मानेगी, इंटरनेशनल लेवल पर होंगी। दैट्स व्हाई नाउ रिसर्चेस based on lopsided perspective cannot be sustained. Only such researches will sustain which has immediate utility and India-centric relevance.
Thank you very much, sir. It was so nice to interact with you. Really, the very minutes of research, its importance, everything, I think, no aspect of this research you have spared, and really you have said that without research our society will be static and conservative. The vibrancy of society, it depends upon the research. So research is so important. Thank you very much, sir. We are highly indebted to you that you have spared time for us, and you have enlightened all our participants. And I think most of the questions in the mind of our participants, you have already explained for them. Your guidance must be very useful for our participants. Thank you very much, sir.